What have you learned since the COVID outbreak started?
I think something that I've learned since the COVID outbreak started is just not to take things for granted. I know that's a little bit of an easy answer, but as we move in this ever-changing, fast world that we live in, we tend to sort of forget to take a minute to slow down and just live in the moments that we're in right now. So as much as I'd like to be doing things right now, sometimes I just remember just to slow down, and I'm healthy, and I'm just healthy, and I'm in a good space right now. So I just have to remember that for me personally, things are going pretty well.
Okay, so what new skills did you pick up or improve on during this time?
I think I picked up on the ability to complete projects in a more thorough but quick fashion. Also, because we don't have much else going on, you can really zone in and bring a new level of focus to whatever it is that you're doing. So I do see the little work that I have been able to accomplish during this pandemic there's been a real new level of quality to it that I appreciate.
What kind of projects have you been working on?
So I've been working on a couple podcasts, or like a few audio projects, because that's what I went to school for. I went to school for audio and radio broadcasting. So every once in a while, I like to actually use the skills that I learned in school, put that diploma to good use, and do some of that. And also, I've just been writing a lot, which I find helps get through some of those down days during quarantine.
You're applying all the stuff that you learned from college, and you've got the time to add to that. Has there been any new programs or any new pieces of equipment or anything that you found useful?
One of the things I like doing is I like just dreaming of, if I had all the money in the world, how could I spend that on equipment? And also, it makes me feel like I'm still in radio or audio, even though I'm not necessarily at the time. But I like to see what new toys are available to make my work sound all that much better. And right now, I'm highly coveting the Zoom H8. So hopefully I can get my hands on one of those pretty soon, and then put it to good use.
Is there a particular COVID story, something that happened during the time that you might like to share?
Well, I actually did a audio piece for the CBC on how being physically disabled kind of weathers you for a global pandemic, because in the winter with a disability, it's a little bit hard to go outside and do all the things you need to do. So at that point when I wrote that, I thought, oh, this will be a piece of cake.
Yeah.
Now it's about, I don't know, like 5 months later, and I'm just kind of about ready to get this all over and done with.
Toronto seems to have even harsher restrictions than the other parts of Ontario, so it must be more difficult to get the equipment you need.
Yeah, luckily though, if it's medical needs or like equipment, all that seems to be sort of still up and running, but I think that's about the extent of what is allowed right now.
How much access are you given to have company?
I can have an outside visitor once a week, but that was just recently put in place. But until that time, I could only have one person over per week, and it could only be for like dropping off supplies and stuff. So they've eased it, but yeah.
It's very harsh.
Yeah.
Especially when you're a person who, is a social animal.
Yeah.
I would go nuts.
I didn't think I was until I realized that I was, if that makes sense.
Were there any dark moments during this time? And how do you work through those?
I mean, there are a few, but I am the type of person that if I have enough time to think about much of anything, that's sort of when those dark moments creep in anyway. So if you add to that a pandemic, it's not really the greatest mix. But sometimes I breathe a lot and I try and rationalize in my own head what is going on to make me think that way, and realize that, it's just my own kind of mentality that's acting up at that point. And Zoom and all of the online stuff has been really helpful. That's one thing that I hope we carry over whenever this is finished, is the wider access to online events and such, because just speaking from my experience as a person with a disability, it's opened up a whole new avenue of how I can participate in events.
So, in a way, your experience of your disability and working through your disability has prepped you a little bit for a pandemic?
I'd say it has. I think as a person with a disability, I've been sort of prepped to be able to handle kind of the isolation that's necessary. But then again, I don't think anybody exactly knew what to expect, and I don't think anybody also knew how long this was gonna go on for. So I thought I was prepared, and so me thinking I was prepared, I can only imagine what it was for some other people who might not have that same experience of being as isolated.
Mm-hmm. That's I'm going to think about that, because that's mind blowing, really. So, do you have any new goals or resolutions that came out of this time, maybe based on the new work that you've been doing?
I was thinking about it today, and I think for me, I tend to have bursts of inspirations, I guess. And today I'm kind of bursting with some inspiration. So there's some things that I'd like to accomplish, and things that seem like they're moving in the right direction. So hopefully 2021 can be the year that 2020 was supposed to be. I mean, this doesn't happen to me often, but there was like a lot of good stuff lined up for me in 2020, which I haven't really had in other years. So this might have possibly been the worst timing for this pandemic. So I think I'm hoping that 2021 can really be the year that 2020 was supposed to be.
That was so beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's been so long since we've been here, this moment that we hold so dear. It felt as though night would forever stay. When you feel that low, there's always hope. Reach for my hand, I'll lead you home. It's there for you to always find the way. I'll tell you once, then tell you twice. Don't doubt it, look into my eyes. I'll always be the safest place to fall. If you ask me what is coming, well, I don't know, but I'm loving you. One thing I'm sure of, the pain will come and go, but we're better off together than alone. Now let's sit and dim the lights, tell tales of sleepless nights. The world is burning, tearing at the seams. We'll share truth about our lives. We'll pray time will make this right. 'Cause I need you here, not only in my dreams. I'll tell you once, then tell